Now I am taking another example where a little bit simplification will be required. It is find the value of tan inverse of minus 1 plus sin inverse of minus 1 plus cos inverse of minus root 3 by 2. A very ordinary funda I am telling you how to remove this negative. If it is in sign, definitely what is without sign, without negative, minus half. Minus half, if it is not minus, it is half, then it is the value of sine 30 degree, that is sine pi by 6. So ordinary in the tan and sine, very much possible by just keeping a negative sign like this. It is tan of 1 is the value of 45, minus 1 is the value of tan of minus pi by 4. Now it is sine inverse of half is the value of sine 30 degree, minus half is the value of sine inverse, that is half minus half is the value of sine minus 30 degree, that is minus pi by 6, plus cos inverse of minus root 3 by 2. In order to remove the negative of the cos, we have to use this funda pi minus without negative, that is pi by 6. As and when negative is with tan inverse or sine inverse, we simply take negative if these values are with inverse, without negative. But in case of the cos, if we want to remove the negative, only possibility is pi minus without negative. So we can say it is in the principal branch. So this answer is minus pi by 4. This is minus pi by 6. It is in the principal branch. So what we can say, its answer is minus pi by 6, plus this is cos, this is pi minus pi by 6. It is 5 pi by 6. It is 5 pi by 6 is in the principal branch. So we can say 5 pi by 6. Simply LCM is 12. We can say 4 3 are 12 minus 3 pi, 6 2 are 12 minus 2 pi, plus 6 2 are 12, we can say 10 pi. So 10 minus 5, this becomes 5 pi by 12. This is the net value of this required result. My purpose was, if negative is in the sine and cos, then you just simply put negative sign on those values which are without negative. But in case of cos, if we want to remove negative, then it will not simply be put negative. We have to subtract that value which is without negative from the pi to bring in its principal branch. Now few more important results are required to understand the concept to solve the problems of the chapter inverse trigonometric functions. Sine inverse of 1 upon x can be written equal to cosec inverse of x if x is greater than equal to 1 or x is less than equal to minus 1. Cos inverse of 1 upon x is equals to sec inverse of x under the same condition. Tan inverse of 1 upon x is equals to cot inverse of x if x is greater than 0. Then remember, sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equal to tan inverse x plus cot inverse x and equal to sec inverse x plus cosec inverse x, and each result is equals to 90 degree, that is in radians pi by 2. Sin inverse of minus x is minus of sin inverse x provided x belonging to minus 1 to 1, and cos inverse of minus x is pi minus cos inverse of x, x belonging to minus 1 to 1 in its principal domain. Tan inverse of minus x is equals to minus tan inverse x, x may attain any real value, and cot inverse of minus x is pi minus cot inverse of x provided x belonging to any real value. Sec inverse of minus x is pi minus sec inverse of x under the condition mod x is greater than equal to 1, and last cosec inverse of minus x is minus cosec inverse of x where mod x is greater than or equal to 1. Sin inverse x plus sin inverse y given by sin inverse of x root 1 minus y square plus y root 1 minus x square, where x and y both should be in the principal domain minus 1 to 1. Similarly, sin inverse x minus sin inverse y, only this plus will get changed in the negative here, this one, and rest terms sin inverse of x root 1 minus y square minus y root 1 minus x square under the same condition. Cos inverse x plus cos inverse y is given by cos inverse of xy minus root of 1 minus x square into 1 minus y square. Condition is again same. Cos inverse x minus cos inverse y is equals to cos inverse of xy plus root of 1 minus x square into 1 minus y square, and condition is the same. Tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is given by tan inverse of x plus y upon 1 minus xy. Here this xy should be less than 1, and in case of tan inverse x minus tan inverse y, it is tan inverse of x minus y upon 1 plus xy. Condition is xy should be greater than minus 1. So these results are required to solve the problems in the different phases. Now the last, how to use 2 sin inverse x. It is sin inverse of 2x root 1 minus x square, provided x must be in the interval minus 1 by root 2 to plus 1 by root 2. 3 sin inverse x is sin inverse of 3x minus 4x cube, obtained from the result of sin 3x is equal to 3 sin x minus 4 sin cube x. X again lies in the same interval as it was in case of 2 sin inverse x. 2 cos inverse x is cos inverse of 2x square minus 1. X is from 0 to 1, and 3 cos inverse x is given by cos inverse of 4x cube minus 3x. X is from half to 1. 2 tan inverse x is given by tan inverse of 2x upon 1 minus x square. X is between minus 1 and 1, and 3 tan inverse x is tan inverse of 3x minus x cube upon 1 minus 3x square. X is more than 1 by root 3. These are very important results you need to remember for applying when you will solve the problems of the chapter inverse trigonometric functions.